Oh my God, so happy. Steph Johnson, oh my goodness. I am so honored that you're here on this epic day of wishing because from the moment I heard about you through my friend Keith and the work that you're doing in the world in San Diego with Voices of Our City Choir, which I want you to tell everybody about, I have stood in awe of watching somebody make their big wish come true, not for yourself or for the impact it has on others, on the community, on your amazing community. And we connected recently, and you had a big wish, which we're going to talk about. And when I called you out of the blue, you popped in my mind. I was literally blown away about how your wishes have come true. So can you
Yeah.
catch us up ever so briefly on who you are, what you're doing, and the story
Yeah.
of your big wish?
So my name is Steph Johnson, and I'm the CEO, Creative Director of Voices of Our City Choir. And Voices of Our City is a creative community for people impacted by homelessness. I believe that people need housing and people need wraparound support, but people also need a sense of purpose. People need it to feel like a sense of belonging. And I started some outreach with a friend of mine, Nina, back like 7 years ago, and it grew into just a weekly gathering. Now we have a multitude of creative offerings from like a writing workshop with a playwright from La Jolla Playhouse, an art class that's led by one of our case managers. We have a workshop on mental health called Soul Space, where we kind of check in mind, body, soul. We have a songwriting workshop, our own publishing company, our own studio. We're making original music. These are like such incredible opportunities for people who need to find their excellent beautifulness inside of them. And then also like you're working through stuff in real time. Like, we're on time when we get together. We how we respect each other, how we listen, our listening skills. We're also a sober and safe space for people. And so there's just like such a difference in people's lives when they have a place to go, which they tell us like we can't wait to get to Monday choir rehearsal, where like it could be anywhere from 60 to 100 people are singing together with the R&B soul funk band, right? A great band doing the hits. It's not what you think. People think, oh, it's just a choir, but that's where we get our energy up every week.
Yeah.
Followed by a catered lunch by our friends at Becker's Catering. It's a huge spread. It's a totally nutritious catered lunch, which is very unique in the world of homeless services, right? Like so we get a lot of like support, in-kind donation, and people who want this healing, creative community, holistic, safe space for people to come back together into their full color.
Yeah.
And then when they're ready, they start to open up with their case managers, and we work on an empowerment plan with them. It's whatever their goals are. If it's to get housing, if it's to get a job, if it's to reconnect with family, get connected to the right mental health support, or move from an unsafe place to a better place, or it's just so many different things. So we've helped about 100 people move off the street, or supporting. I mean, it's honestly grown so much that and there's such a growing community and so many connections to so many people, that the power of being next to your peer and seeing their joy and their light and their shine, it is so impactful. I don't have any hard evidence, except just anecdotally right now, that I would say it's more impactful than the typical case management approach and
Yeah.
homeless services, social services approach, where you come into an office, you sit down at a desk, and unavoidably it's the process is almost focusing on the negative, focusing on a person's deficits, what they're lacking. Okay, you need this, you need that, whatever. But here we focus on your assets. We're like,
Yeah.
you're the bomb. Look at you sing. Like, look at this. So we build
Yeah.
upon the person's individuality and their soul and their awesomeness. And from that, their confidence grows. From that, their
Yeah.
self-worth grows. And they start to believe that they deserve housing. They start to see themselves as members of a community,
Yeah.
and they're giving back. They're volunteering their time to sing in the choir, and we wrap around them and offer them so much support in areas of maybe cash assistance, rent assistance, a bill, something, whatever it is to keep them on their journey, like a family.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Steph,
they say it's like, mhm.
oh, I'm sorry,
It's
go
a
ahead.
lot. It's a mouthful. It's a lot, but there's, but there it is. That's my update, and that's what we did. That's who we are.
It's Steph, I want to take people back even further because I think when people are wishing, it's this idea of how powerful is my individual desire? Like, what difference is going to make in this world of chaos or overwhelming problems, or maybe my past disappointments and that story that I keep with me, as my truth. And yet I want to go back in time to, you are an incredible musician. That's who you are. But back in time, 7 years ago, just specifically so people can understand where this all began, from what I recall, you're living in San Diego, your heart is aching seeing your unhoused community, and you're wondering, what the heck can I do? What can I do? So you grab your guitar and you hit the streets and you start making music. You started where you are with the passion and the skills and the love that you have, and you just started. And I think that leap into the unknown it's actually mind-blowing that in less than a decade, this movement that began with just this tug, this desire in your heart to start where you are, share a little love of music, meet people on the street, sing, that's what you love doing, has unfolded to, at one point, you're on America's Got Talent, and
Right.
and golden buzzers are happening. And it's literally like the story of your life is kind of nuts. And so, and fast forward to, we connect. There was time with my son, now he's a teenager, but when he was real little, you brought the choir, a small group of you. There was a documentary film, there was a screening in Los Angeles. I met you then and I was like, love you. I put you in my book as a story of like what's possible, because you're really the embodiment of that combination of both honoring your heart, giving back, showing up, making a difference in the world. And it's just awesome. And at one point, we created a signature bracelet on behalf of Voices, and you sent me a postcard. Because part of every shipment, you get a blank postcard, because we've always been encouraging people to wish out loud. And it says, Voices of our City Choir, 100 units of permanent housing and a shelter, 75 beds. Everyone deserves a safe place to leave. Hello, we love you. Like, here's your postcard. And at the time, you were operating in this space that, wasn't necessarily the greatest. It was great for what it was, but you knew in your heart, man, we could do more. So when you and I caught up recently, that is really was literally left me speechless, is that here you are with your wish and things were materializing, have materialized. So tell us where, from where this was to where you are right now.
You're right. We were in a building that was serving our needs, and we were so great to be partnered in the area of people impacted most, downtown San Diego. But we were growing and we wanted to offer more workshops and programs and, have office space and be all in one place together. So a very lucky kind of encounter with this woman, Lindsay Seegers, joined our team as our deputy executive director to kind of help me, grow the staff and kind of strategize a vision and make it all work, And she happened to be friends with a guy who had just gotten hired, Reverend, Richard Hogue. And he had just gotten hired over here at St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral. St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral has a mission really centered in music. They have the world's largest pipe organ west of the Mississippi. It's a beautiful cathedral. The Queen visited. I mean, it's just a beautiful facility. And Richard, very, very committed, even before he became employed here as part of the clergy. He was involved in community in getting a low-income housing building built, and he just really cares about the issues. So he was really interested in what we were doing. He set up a meeting. The meeting, I sat down at the administrator, this wonderful woman, Kathleen, and we sat at her desk and we told her about the choir, and we told her what we're doing. And she just said, I think what you guys are doing is really great. And I think it'd be great if you could work out of here. I think that would be a wonderful partnership. She's like, I'll run it up the flagpole, she's like, and by the way, all these offices downstairs below the cathedral, we are moving out of in a month because we're moving into a new building. So you could use all these offices.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, like goosebumps, right? And so
Goosebumps.
when I drew that on the postcard, I had also like envisioned with a mentor, my friend Lori, and my staff, my team, what would we envision for like people to come in and not be in these kind of concrete box type spaces, but like a really welcoming, beautiful space where they come in, they're embraced by the choir. We have showers, we have, support, case managers, art going on, a studio. Literally, she pulls over the blueprints, like from a rendering from an architect. I might cry. So she pulls out the the architect's rendering, and it looks like the thing I sketched in my journal. That was like, because get this is the other amazing part, is that they have been serving the unsheltered community for years. And in fact, some of our choir members remember St. Paul's as being the best Saturday morning breakfast or the best place they could go get a shower. So as the pandemic hit and all that, they still had this vision, but they didn't have the staff the team to do all these things. But they have continued on with building and envisioning an outreach center, a music center. So it's a big campaign that it'll take years to get these things, completed and built and all that. But they have these blueprints that literally match the sketches in I don't want to say match all the sketches, but this space for the outreach and where people can come in and park their shopping carts and come in with dignity and get showers. And they wanted to have shelter beds, like some shelter beds there, like the whole thing. It was like what I wrote on that postcard. And we moved in, and now our whole operation is here. We've been able to expand. We're off of a transit line. We're also right off of Balboa Park. We've been able to, with their support, full support, and offer a mobile shower program on Thursdays. So that's meeting people just like I did 7 years ago, right where what they really need: a shower, something to eat, a safe space to be, a place for community, for conversation.
And music and creativity.
Yeah. But first, it's just really connecting and conversation. So anyways, yesterday at our showers, a family came. We normally seeing a lot of adults, but now we're seeing children out on the street again. You're in LA, and I know that Los Angeles is a bigger epidemic and a long time, people born into poverty, born into Skid Row, like a continuation. But it's really an amazing time, amazing growth time for our organization to be supported. Also, we got some support from the state of California, and we've been able to kick up a little bit of transitional housing support for our members. So if people are working on that empowerment plan, they are working on getting a job, and they have like some vision and some sight there, and they have the plan kind of planned out, we show up and support them in that transition from when a room is ready or they have that income to pay for it, right? Which is like, so when I said 100 units, like we don't, to manage a building and have a building and all that would maybe take us from what we do best, which is the creative and the building up of the soul and shining and all that. But we can support people while they're navigating the system, making the best of the system, and staying positive and continuing to think of themselves in a better place. And
Yeah.
so it's been incredible. So here we are at our home, are this beautiful campus, St. Paul's Episcopal Cathedral. We are partnered in like expanding the campus. We're working with this community. We're working with San Diego County. We've been invited to maybe explore and offer Voices of Our City in Escondido. We have expanded now to do a music class over at Monarch School, which is the only school in the country that is built and exists for kids experiencing homelessness. So I feel really like fully used in the best way. Like, and I love the team around me. I love like all the people that work here. I love all the creatives that are here. I love all of our donors and supporters. It's fascinating. It's amazing. And it feels real because it is real.
It is
And so,
real.
yeah.
It is real. And Steph, I'm telling you, the courage that you've had to wish, to do the wish work, to put in the energy and intention. And I am sure that not every day feels like rainbows and smiley faces. And yet here you are, and that ripple effect, that your vision, you're just grabbing your guitar and getting in the street and doing your thing. That's where it begins. And today we're harnessing the energy of possibility and starting where we are with our own bodies and our own intentions. And I just so thank you for jumping in, making time to share your story, to share the vision that you stepped into your purpose, and then literally watching the ripple effect of that change is so incredibly inspiring. It's so inspiring to me personally. I know it's inspiring for everyone who is, whose life you've touched as a result of your vision. And I'm just so honored. I'm so touched. And I know that your work will also hit the Los Angeles area, I am sure. And we need success stories like Voices to build programs that are really making significant changes in the lives of the community that so desperately needs it. So thank you for wishing big, for doing the work, and for making it happen. It's just awe-inspiring.
Thank you so much.
And where can people find out more about Voices and support the work you do?
You can find us on all the social medias. You can also find us at voicesofourcity.org. We have a wonderful concert coming up December 9th, our Soul Benefit concert. Win Starks, who is also on America's Got Talent, but has some songs charting and is an incredible talent and artist on his own. He'll be joining us for the show. It's at the Conrad in La Jolla, which is a beautiful venue. So, it's worth the trip, I'd say, to come and have a weekend in La Jolla but come and see the choir and feel the lift. We're also, I just want to drop this too, that we've been working on acting, and serendipitously, I met this fabulous woman, Jacole Kitchen from La Jolla Playhouse about a year and a half ago. And she loved the choir. She said, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I'd like to introduce, organically, like acting to the choir. And, stories and storytelling and music is like such a, it is our communication. It is the way we engage with the world. And I'd love to see it, on stage, And so for the last year, choir members interested in acting have been learning acting. And now we are in the stage with Desiree Clark and Cherie Engel, two playwrights who kind of, work also with La Jolla Playhouse and other theater. And Jacole Kitchen, we are writing our musical, we're writing a script. So we're going to be debuting that next year at La Jolla Playhouse, which is like absolutely phenomenal. The growth of people, I'll just end with this, that getting to witness people come from this dark, the darkest space, and up into on a stage under the lights, acting out, taking direction, rising to the occasion, delivering, and feeling that like work in them and is it's the most inspiring, exciting thing that I've ever witnessed. It's just really incredible. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy for all the creatives and all the people who have not given up on humanity, and have not given up on wishing, have not given up on believing in each other. This is our news. Our news is pretty rocking over here, and it
Oh,
feels good.
yes.
Our news is awesome. In the midst of darkness, in the midst of like, pain and policy that is like, criminalizing people who don't have housing when there's a lack of housing, we continue to just put our good energies into the people and lift the people up.
Steph, it's the work. It's the work of this time.
Yeah.
And it is the work of this time. And I just, when you jumped on, I couldn't help but notice the smiley faces, the smiley face raincoat, and even a hula hoop. And these to me are signs, because I am a hula hooper. That's my form of exercise. I had a smiley face flag come in the mail from Amazon from my own account that no one in my family bought. So I feel that this call of happiness is coming from beyond. So we are heeding the call, stepping into the light, doing the work, and shouting it from the rooftops. And I am so happy you are a true wish warrior. I cannot wait to keep featuring your story and support you in any possible way that I can, because you are embodying this mission. Truly, truly, truly. Yes.
Thank you.
Our own golden buzzers, just imagine all the gold flecks happening.
Totally. All right, thank you so much, Alexa.
You are awesome. And yes, all of it. All of your wishes. I want them all to come true.
Well, we're off to our production today. We're working on our script, so I'm going to let you go. And I thank you so much, Alexa, and for anyone who's watching this, for believing in yourself to dream and wish again. There is the time. It's always the right time to believe in yourself and to give yourself what you the joy and the happiness that you deserve.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Awesome.
Steph. You're the best.